Right, yeah. Jimmy, I tell you who's not in the final 26. Maddison, is he? He misses out. Does it surprise you? He's left?
Do you know what? I'm gutted. I was with Madders literally last week and he's really looking forward to it. Look, anyone would be gutted getting to this point. Dave will tell you, a great opportunity to show what he's got. But yeah, look, Gareth Southgate's got to choose 26. And unfortunately, Madders misses out just. We've got an amazing team though.
That is the thing. There's a lot of quality attacking midfield. Yeah. We're talking Cole Palmer, directly involved in more goals than any other player in the Premier League this season. You've got Jude Bellingham, you've got Phil Foden. There's such quality in attacking midfield, which is really exciting.
Well,
They've been absolutely flying. I think for England to look at England in a really positive way, if you look at Europe's top 5 leagues, goals and assists, England have 5 out of the top 10 in terms of goals and assists. We're talking Harry Kane, the likes of Ollie Watkins, Cole Palmer, Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham. And I think that is so hard to pick because of the quality and the depth in all different positions.
Yeah, we miss Madders though. I love Madders.
Yeah, he's a great, really good player that can create something out of nothing. He will be missed.
Young enough to have more tournaments under his belt. I'm sure he'll just want a good season for his club. What about the rumours this morning? Curtis Jones and Jarell Quansah. Do you think maybe their lack of experience the reason for possibly missing out? Because that's what we're hearing, Jimmy.
I think one of the big thing with those two players are quite young individuals, aren't they?
Yeah.
Jarell Quansah's been brilliant for Liverpool this season in terms of duels in the Premier League. He's up there with some of the best under-21 players. Obviously, Curtis Jones, again, big competition in that central midfield, attacking midfield area, we've already said with James Maddison. So I think it's good for their development, Jimmy, right?
Absolutely. They're only young players. It's good to get them around the squad early doors. For me, the big upset is Madders.
Yeah.
Them two, they're still with the squad and it's going to be good for them in the future, Get around the boys. It's going to be good for them, yeah.
Right. Let's focus on some of these stats then. England, I mean, they've got great options in attack, as you've already mentioned there, Dave. Let's compare Ollie Watkins to Ivan Toney. Who stands out?
I think it's an easy one, I think. Ollie Watkins fired Aston Villa into the Champions League for the first time in over 40 years, directly involved in 40 goals in all competitions for Aston Villa. On the flip side, obviously, Toney missed half of the season. He's come back 18 games, 4 goals and 2 assists. They are different players, though. Watkins does like to run the channels. He likes to get in behind, likes balls into feet.
Very different, isn't they?
Tony's more of a target.
Powerhouse,
right?
Yeah, he's more of a... And Watkins is just rapid, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So two totally different players.
But I think that's a great option, right? You can go into a game with Harry Kane from the start. You can bring on the pace of Watkins. And then if you want to go long, you've got Toney.
Absolutely.
Two great options, but Jimmy, if you were to pick between the two, I know it's very difficult to, but I mean, who would you veer towards?
Depends who you're playing against. You're going to have a look at the other team formation, the way they set up. Watkins has been on fire for me. I love it. I just think he looks... I love strikers that look in behind all the time. Looks to play on the other side of the defenders. I think it's always dangerous. If you was to ask any centre-half, I would say that Whippet, that Merchant who gets in behind all the time, I just think they find it tough to defend.
Cole Palmer, Jared Bowen, Anthony Gordon, I mean, they've all had great seasons, haven't they?
Frightening.
Do you think, though, putting it out there, is this the best attacking options even England have had for quite some years?
Yeah.
By a mile, right, Jimmy? It's the quality is ridiculous. And I think mentioning those names, Jared Bowen's probably had his best season in terms of goals assist ever at West Ham in the Premier League. You're looking at Anthony Gordon's really taken a step forward, won more penalties than any other player, but also goals and assists in there. And he's a different type of player. I'd quite like to see Gordon in and around the squad, can play right, left, through the middle. And he's got that raw pace and the ability to beat a man 1v1. So I'd quite like that as an option. But, as mentioned before, those 5 players have been directly involved in over 200 goals this season in their respective leagues. Obviously, Harry Kane with the most, directly involved in so many goals in the Bundesliga, 36 goals in 32 games. Jimmy, that's ridiculous.
That's going to be Gareth's toughest choice. I'm really excited to see who he goes with, especially the front line. It's going to be so tough for him. I think he's got a load of choice there. And I think you're going to see a lot of players get a lot of chances. I think he's going to use it well, the squad, hopefully. And I'm excited to see what he's going to go with, that opening game.
Yeah. Before then, when we whittle this down to 26, I want to talk Jared Bowen because he didn't take it very well. He admitted himself, didn't he, with the World Cup when he was cut from the squad. And he's kind of psyching himself up, isn't he, for either way, the excitement of if you get selected, but then the heartbreak yet again, another tournament, and at his age as well, if he is dropped, does he have to go?
I think you've got to throw him in, Jimmy. I think it's the work rate as well that Jared Bowen gives, obviously playing for David Moyes' West Ham. There's a lot of defensive work, and England are going to have to suffer, aren't they, at some points in the tournament?
He's had a great year as well. Gareth's always said that he's going to pick players off of their how they've been playing. So for West Ham, me being a West Ham fan, I'm going to say, yeah, absolutely.
I thought you might. Right, come on. Fabio Capello called you up to the England squad, didn't he, Jimmy? What are your memories of that? When you enter a tournament like this, is it a good time to kind of get a bit nostalgic and you know, remind yourself of what it was like for you and put yourself into the shoes of some of these young men?
Maddis's interview earlier that he was playing, I was listening, and you never forget the feeling when you get picked for the England squad. It is like what every player's dream, you know. I always remember when I got given a tracksuit to see the three lions. That was like, still celebrating to this day, to be honest, mate.
You were wearing it before, weren't you?
Yeah, well done. But yeah, it's amazing. I was involved in some World Cup qualifiers. It's just amazing for me to be around and the experience it gave me. Yeah, I was a whole old head coming in. I think I was 28. I was at the peak of my career. So these young boys, God knows what they feel like. It's a big, big thing going to a Euros tournament. And do you know what? They go back twice to player. And it just gives you so much confidence in your career going forward. But what a time, what a privilege to go and play for your country in a massive tournament. They must be buzzing, right? And their families at the minute, it's just great times, you know. And I wish and I hope that they finally get over the line, because we've followed them for so long. And we've been so unlucky, and that's why I got Statman here going through the stats.
We've been so unlucky in terms of penalty shootouts. England have lost the most penalty shootouts at the European Championships. They've missed the most penalties.
That's ridiculous. So we don't want penalties.
We don't want penalties.
But we don't do penalties good.
We don't do that well, but at the same time, with the attacking potential, we don't need to go there. And I think with someone like Jordan Pickford, who's had a great season, post-shot expected goals, save percentage, the best of any England goalkeeper in the Premier League, got a keeper that can save penalties.
Right, okay.
England have only saved 3 penalties out of 24 shots on target at the European Championships.
Wow.
Pickford's made 2 of them. So hopefully we can go, if that happens, got a great goalkeeper, got Cole Palmer that's closing in on Yaya Touré's record for penalties as well. We're all good, Jimmy.
Come on, the boys, just get behind them, mate.
Exactly.
Come on.
Get behind them at the Green King Sport Pub.
Yeah, 3 pints, everyone's a winner.
We could just end there perfectly. I just have to throw one in because Scotland guys have been given a 1% chance of winning the tournament. And to me, that's enough. That's fine. I can cope with that. What about getting out of the group? Let's be realistic, Statman Dave. Come on. Can they get out of the group?
Is that right? 1%?
I think that's harsh. I think that's really harsh. I think when you look at the likes of Hungary, Switzerland, Germany's obviously going to be tough. You know, Jamal Musiala, Florian Wirtz, 2 of the best young players on the planet. But we're not talking about Scott McTominay. 7 goals in qualifying. You know, the list of players that scored more than him, the likes of Mbappe, Ronaldo, Romelu Lukaku, these are top players. You've got John McGinn. Again, Champions League with Aston Villa. There's enough quality there.
Do you think they qualify?
I'm going to go.
I think they go through the groups.
I think they're going to go through the group stages. Yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Come on, we get behind them as well.
There you go. Yeah.
Come on, boys. We want yous as well. Come on.